Well, good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. And today I want to talk about a couple dive watches, or several watches in my collection that I want to share with you guys that are under what I would consider the dive watch style category, okay? And so I've busted out several different brands. I just want to show you what you get for your money and kind of a little bit about the, I guess, the features of each watch. And it'll kind of give you an idea of what, if you haven't heard of some of these companies, what they offer and, as far as design and, as far as maybe we'll talk a little bit about quality here. Now, quality is going to be a little bit more of a difficult discussion because the watches I have so many that they don't get worn every single day. Some watches I wear once in a while. I have my favorites, but I always wear a watch every day of my life. If I forget, I feel naked. I'm like, I gotta go get one, So, all these watches do get use, but not, I'm not the guy who buys one watch and wears that same watch every day. I have a lot. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and start. Now, I brought watches, I busted out watches by, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 different brands here, okay? And it'll give you an idea what kind of each company gives you, I guess, again, for your money, I guess give you an idea of what they kind of pride themselves on, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not going to start off with my favorite because, you guys will already know what brand that is if you've watched any of my channels or any of my videos, okay? So let's go ahead and start with a dive watch by a company. I'm wearing one right now. This one's by Aquadive. And I'll tell you the price points of each one of these watches as well. So again, this one's by Aquadive, and this is the bathyscaphe, okay? And this watch here is a minimalistic dive watch style. It's German-made. It's a Swiss-made movement inside the watch. And I mentioned it before, they don't actually pride themselves on listing Swiss-made like every other Swiss-made watch company does. They really pride themselves on their German-made, I guess, stamp of approval, And so that's what this watch looks like. This is the bathyscaphe 100 in blue. It is offered in several different variations. You can get it with a what would have a black face with kind of a colored ring on the inside of the bezel in either yellow, aqua, or orange, and matching orange, matching band, of course. The bands are available. You can purchase any color band you want that they offer, of course. And the band is made by a material called isofrane. And it's supposed to be extremely durable, extremely comfortable, which it is. It doesn't pinch, and it actually feels supposedly like skin on your skin. All right, so that's that one right there. I'll show you a little bit more about that when we come back to it. And all these watches I have reviewed on my channel, so there are in-depth reviews. If you see anything that you like, by all means, go ahead and check out my playlist, and you can find these watches in there. Go to my playlist or go to my channel. You can search the name of the watch and find them and get a little bit more of an in-depth review. So next watch company I want to talk about is a watch company who's been extremely generous with me, and they sent me pretty much almost all their watches under their Alexander name. Now this is kind of what I would consider kind of a hybrid between a dress style watch and a dive watch, but nonetheless it is, in my opinion, still a dive style watch. And this one here is called made by Alexander. This one's called the Olin, I believe, if I'm saying that right, Olin. Now, both these watches I just showed you are automatics, and several of the watches I'm going to show you are automatics, with the exception of 2 that are just quartz, okay? So this one here is powered by a Valjoux. I believe it's a 7750. You have an exhibition back. This watch definitely gives you a lot of quality for the money. I mean, this is definitely a beautiful style watch. More of your classic style dress watch slash dive watch. Water resistant on this one here. It's down to 100 meters, okay, so it kind of gravitates a little more towards dress style because 100 meters is not a lot for a dive watch, especially when compared to the Aquadive, which will give you 1,000 meters. That's quite a difference, 10 times, but nonetheless, still a beautiful watch, okay. So moving on, I have another one by Alexander, which I want to show you next, and this one here, and I have to go and, let's see here, see if they have it listed on here. Yeah, I forget the name of this one here. I gotta go to their website real quick. Let's see here. Sorry, I haven't looked at this watch in a couple weeks here, so I gotta check it out. I forget. I have so many. It's just hard for me to keep track sometimes. Okay. There it is. Okay, so this one here is called the Nikos, if I'm saying that correctly. God, I hope I am. But nonetheless, I opted to have them send this watch to me in the blue because I believe it was the only one available. But it is made in a stainless steel in black and all black on black. This is a beautiful watch as well, still powered by the Valjoux 7750. Most of the Alexander watches that they have, they use that movement because of the quality. I mean, a Valjoux is one of the best movements out there. It's time tested. It's a gorgeous looking watch. Now, as far as material, this one I believe is a poly strap, and when you feel the difference between a poly strap and the isofrane strap, there is definitely a difference. What I like about the isofrane is that if you rub this on something that's white cotton, it's not gonna be sticky. It's not gonna pick up that lint. Whereas poly tends to do that. It tends to be a little stickier. Nonetheless, the poly is still comfortable as well, but I definitely like the isofrane strap more than the poly if I was gonna choose that. However, to me, they really just feel the same on the wrist. I don't really feel any difference if one's more comfortable than the other. So there it is. That one's called the Nikos. Again, powered by the Valjoux. It is a chronograph movement, just like the one I showed you previously. You have your exhibition window in the back, which I love that they did that blue, that kind of royal blue that matches the bezel. Just a beautiful watch. Nice thickness on the watch. And this one here, as far as water resistance, you're going to get on this one here. Let's see if they have it. So still 330 feet, 100 meters. So still not a lot for what this is, to me, considered a dive watch. This is the dive watch style. Not to say you can't get this wet, that it's not going to function properly, you have any issues. But for a true diver, this is going to be your true dive watch. This is going to be your dive style watch, okay? All right, so still a beautiful watch. The next one I want to show you is a watch by Sterling Watch Company. And they're similar to Alexander in the fact that they have a whole slew of watches, and they actually make a lot of the Sterling watches that I reviewed. They make a lot of dress style watches that are more decorative and beautiful with the skeletonization. But I saw this on their site and I opted to have them send me this. And this one here is, and I forget the name, you'll have to just check out my video on it, but a dive style watch by Sterling. This one is powered by a Ronda movement, I believe, as well. Water resistance, again, 100 meters. Now, the only thing I have to say about this watch, about the band, this is why I don't like poly. One of the actual buckle, or the spot that holds down the band, this is from another watch I had to put on because it broke. I fell asleep with the watch and it snapped. And maybe I was moving around a little bit, but it didn't hold up. And that's what I don't like about poly bands. So, and the problem with that is that this band here, to put another band on this is very specific to this watch if this fails. So that's, and they may not always make this watch. And I know the last time I did a video on this watch, this was something you couldn't really find very many of. So that's a little disappointing that it looks like to even access where the band connects, you have to take the case back off. So I'd hate to get this watch and pay good money for it to have that band eventually fail and then have to not have a band on it. I mean, you'd be screwed. So this one I don't really recommend, to be honest with you. And there's not many watches I'll come out and say I don't recommend, but just because of that reason. Now, I may never have another issue with this, and and I put this other buckle or strap holder on, and you can see it doesn't fit properly. You can probably find one that does fit, but I don't wear this one very often. So nonetheless, that's one by Sterling. Okay. The next watch is another company that I absolutely love. Now I'm going to take off this Aquadive real quick here, and now we're going to get involved into watches that kind of pride themselves, or these next two, on being oversized. And the next one I want to show you is a watch that I love their product. This is one by Aragon Watches, and Aragon Watches is a watch company that is a new name, but it's still the same company that was what Aragon watches, or I'm sorry, Android watches were. And I'm glad they changed the name. I don't know if they were forced to or not, but I like the fact that they're still making the larger style watches. And when they first started making watches under their new name, Aragon, some of the watches, I did a video saying that that gosh, I wish it would go back to making the bigger style timepieces, because a lot of their watches they were making were smaller. And they're under their old Android name, they made some pretty chunky style watches. Well, it's nice to see them kind of going back to that. They have a nice balance. They have some dress watch style, watches that are dress style watches, for certain folks who don't like this style, and they're still making some of the big over-the-top watches. This one's no exception. This one's one of the most favorite watches that Aragon makes to date, and this is their newly designed Silver Jet. And what I love about it is that they've done this roller bar system. And what I like about that is it helps protect the links from being scratched, okay? So nothing can touch those links. So that's really great. I don't know if they meant to do that or not. I love the fact that they do this case and cradle design. This one here is done with a Miyota automatic movement. You have your exhibition back. You can see the movement. All gold. I mean, beautiful. A little bit of skeletonizing on the face there. You can see the movement in the front of the watch. Ratcheting bezel, of course. And Aragon, I tell you, it amazes me the amount of watch they give you for the money. This watch can be had, and I forgot to mention the price points, but I'll come back to that. But I'll finish off with that. Let's go there, okay? But I mean, amazing quality, amazing watch. I mean, and automatic, okay? So this next watch I want to talk about is one that you guys will expect. It's one of my most favorite watch brands, and that watch is made by Invicta. And the watch I'm going to show you right now is one of the most favorite watches that I have in my collection as far as the styling. And the main reason for that is just it's so over the top. It's huge. This is a watch that there's not a day I wear this watch if somebody doesn't say something about it. If you're looking for a watch to get noticed and get complimented on, or just maybe not even compliment on it, because I have to tell you, nobody has ever looked at my big watches and said, oh, God, grotesque. They'll do it behind the safety of YouTube. And be honest with you, I don't really care if you like the watch or not. I like the watch. That's what's important. But nonetheless, people always appreciate when they see this watch on my wrist. And this one here, and I hope they do this watch eventually in the iridescent, and I'm sure they will, with abalone, my favorite. This one here is the Sea Hunter. And this is the Sea Hunter, what I've called it the Sea Hunter 3. That's because when I first got this watch, I did a review on it. It was extremely popular, and I labeled it Sea Hunter 3 because on the Invicta website, Invicta is really, in my opinion, bad at giving their watches names. And a lot of times, there's watches I have where they name the watch. Even this watch here does not list the name of the watch. And they call this watch the Sea Hunter. But a lot of their watches, they don't put the name on the watch, which is really weird to me on why they don't do that. Oh, I'm sorry. They did on the band. Excuse me. My mistake. But I mean, like the Venom or the Grand Arsenal or Grand Octanes, they have two different names. So they had a Sea Hunter 1, they had a Sea Hunter, another Sea Hunter, then they had the Sea Hunter 2, and then different variations. They didn't ever call them 1, 2, or 3. So when they first had the Sea Hunter, it was the big one with the rubber ring around here. I've done a video on that one as well. And then they came out with another one, which I don't know what that one was about. It was a more inexpensive version. Then they have, of course, their another version. I forget which one that is, but then they came out with this one. And so they just call it the Sea Hunter. And this is a completely different watch, in my opinion. And what they've done is they added this huge crown protector, which is great because the one I have, the liar on eBay I bought it from, actually sold me a watch that was dropped, and it's got a strip pusher and a bad crown. It's dented, and this will protect the watch in the event that if you were to drop this watch and hit the ground, you're going to hurt it. It's so heavy, well over a pound. I mean, so just beautiful, beautiful design. If you like big watches like I do, and of course this one here is a dive watch. You have this beautiful exhibition window in the back, that propeller which does not spin. I know people are going to ask me about that. And the water resistance on this is 300 meters. Okay, so you're looking at 3 times the distance of your Alexander watch that I showed you. Okay, still not your 3,300 feet, but still a nice depth rating. I believe it's about 900 feet roughly. So beautiful watch. Now moving on to another company that has really impressed me, and we kind of went back and forth for a little while on something, and I'm really, really impressed with this watch. It is a very unique watch. It's not a big watch, but it's your standard size. This is a dive watch. This is your standard style, beautiful dive style, nautical themed watch. And what I like about it is that there are so many watches out there, and it's pretty hard to get unique nowadays. And this watch is one of the most unique watches that I've seen to date. This one here is by a company called Visser. And Visser basically made, 2 brothers came together and they started a watch company. And they basically own a fishing rod company called, I forget what it's called. But They make really, really high-end fishing reels that cost about $1,000, $800 to $1,000 in some cases. And they took their technology with machining and all that stuff and came up with this beautiful, unique watch. And this is a very unique watch. This is one of the most unique watches in my collection. This is just simply called the Visser watch. And what they've done is they've powered this watch with a Miyota automatic movement. And you have to, I don't remember what all the movements are in this watch. I can only tell you the brand. And again, the Sea Hunter I failed to mention. That's a Ronda quartz. Okay. The Sterling I showed you is a quartz watch, and all the other ones are automatic. But it's a Miyota movement. Check out my video where I review this watch in depth. I will keep reviewing this watch. I'm going to review this watch down by the harbor when the weather gets a little nicer to give you more of a nautical theme. But basically, I wouldn't consider this a dive style watch. This is a beautiful watch that's meant for people who like to be around the water. If you're a fisherman, this is for you. If you're a sailor, a boater, this is for you. Even if you're not, it's a beautiful watch. They've done this gorgeous CNC machine case with this nice deep face. The bezel does not rotate. There's no reason for it to. You have these beautiful, beautiful, what I would consider like an Excalibur style hands on the watch. Again, Miyota automatic movement, which is not moving right now. Let's wind her up. I haven't worn this in a couple days. So there we go. Very, very nice movement. It's almost a sweeping second hand. If I'm wrong there, Visser, correct me there. And of course, what I love, they have this kind of it's a sapphire crystal. Of course, they have this kind. It is slightly kind of domed. They have this kind of piece right in the front with their Visser logo. It does not come all the way down to the actual, from what I can tell, to the hands. But you have this other piece with these kind of grooves around it. Very decorative on the inside of the bezel. Or not the bezel, the face. The crystal, sorry. And then, of course, what I love about this watch is they use high-quality stainless steel. And the band is very unique on this watch. They use a real carbon fiber. Every band link is actually a threaded screw, which is great. And the band disconnects from the actual lugs on 2 points. You can disconnect it from both. And what you do is there's a little deployment button right here. You press that and it pops off. And you put it on your wrist like that, like so. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and put this one on. I'm gonna wear this one today. And you just pop it on. There you go. It takes a little bit of practice to get it on. Not that bad, but just a fantastic design. And water resistance isn't listed on this watch, but I will go ahead real quick and tell you what it is. And this watch here, they make it in a couple different variations. They make it in the one I showed you here, which is like their original series. Then, of course, they make it in a tech series, which you can pick to have a blue, green, or red face. They actually label it. They call them ocean blue, sea green, or sky red. Which is kind of nautical themed. I guess, your red sky. They say red sky in morning, sailor take warning. Your ocean blue and your ocean green. It's really cool. I really like what they've done with their branding. And of course they have, which I don't see this listed right here. It looks like they might have taken it off the site. Whoops, what happened there? Nope, they have it there. Okay, they have one called the Black Diamond, which is really, really cool looking too. It's all done in black with a excuse me, diamond hard coating called DLC. Diamond light coating, I believe that stands for. Which is almost unscratchable. That's a beautiful one as well. So they really are making really awesome looking dive watches. And so let's see here. As far as the water resistance on this here, of course on the website here it does not say. And I'm sure there is a spot because I found it on here before. Yeah, that's. I hate when websites. You guys got to put the information on there where it's easy to find. So anyway, it is water resistant. I don't know what it is offhand, but nonetheless, you can take it in the shower with you. So the other watch I want to show you now is another watch that I'm going to take this one off now because this next one here is one of my favorites, and as you can see, I like all these watches. But this next one, I reached out to Hero over at Delta T Watches, and this guy was nice enough to send me this unique, gorgeous watch. And if you haven't, again, checked out my in-depth reviews on what the watch boxes look like that come with these, and more of what this looks like on the wrist. I urge you to check it out. This one here is called the NBS watch, and NBS stands for no bullshit, and that is exactly what it stands for. Beautiful, thick leather strap on this. I opted to go with the cream version here, the tan. I opted to go with the bronze version, which I think is awesome. The bronze will actually patina if you were to take it in salt water. And this watch is a dive style watch. It comes with the canvas strap as well. You can see these huge pillars which aid in holding down the case back to the watch. It sandwiches it. It's almost like a case and cradle style, sort of. And this watch here, they were nice enough to send me this watch, which is number 1 of 500 limited edition. I love this watch. This watch always gets noticed as well. Powered by an automatic Miyota movement as well. And of course, you have a sapphire crystal. Beautiful, gorgeous watch. And it's a big, chunky watch. Very unique design. And water resistance down to 1,000 meters or 3,300 feet of water resistance. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Absolutely fantastic watch. They are coming out with a new watch to be released in January. Stay tuned for that. They're going to send me one of those. Can't wait to share that with you guys. This company's doing great things, and I would never have heard about them if I didn't really dig into YouTube and dig into watch forums to find this stuff. All right, so let's talk now about pricing. So, pricing on these watches really varies quite a bit, and you may be surprised at some of the prices I'm about to tell you because they do really range in price. So, before I begin, I want you guys to go ahead and maybe, take out a piece of paper. And of the watches I showed you, write down what you think is the most expensive from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different watches. We have the two Alexander watches I showed you, the Delta T, the Visser, the Invicta, the Aragon, the Sterling, and of course the Aquadive. So you can pause it if you want. All right, let's move on, okay? So, of the watches I showed you, the most expensive watch, and it's going to be pretty close, okay? The most expensive watch in this group of watches that I showed you, and again, it depends on when you buy it. There are sales and whatnot, but as of today, okay, and it comes down to 2 because they are, let me just double check the pricing. Oh, no, it comes down to 1 today. Most expensive watch I showed you today is going to be the Nikos by Alexander. Nikos by Alexander, throw it on the wrist. This watch right now is on sale, okay, and this watch can be had for $1,925. That's what it looks like on a 7-inch wrist. And again, if you want to see more wrist shots and more information about the watch, I urge you to check out each one of these watches' dedicated review on my channel. Alright, so that's the Nikos watch. The next one to that watch on my channel, or of these watches today, is going to be the Aquadive. I'm not even going to say it. I screw it up every time. You know what it is. The Aquadive watch. Bathyscaphe. Got it. Throw that one on the wrist. This watch can be had for $1,790 if you go with this particular version. Again, if you were to go with one of the ones that has the diamond light coating on it or their 300 version, you're going to be paying more. Alright, so there's that one. So next to that, the next most expensive watch that I have here, as far as today's retail prices are concerned, is going to be, and this watch I have to say is awesome, the Delta T, the NBS by Delta T. This watch can be had for about $1,400. Now that's in the bronze. They do have a couple variations that I believe are a little bit cheaper, but this one is $1,400. This watch is gone. You can't get this watch anymore, but you can get a very similar style in the bronze if you want it. I'll put a link in the description with a different color band. There are several variations: blue case, purple, like a weird purple, a brown, your bronze, your stainless steel. So there's several different variations. This is a watch that, if you like bronze watches, you have to have in your collection. This is my first bronze watch, and I really can't wait to get my hands on another. Let's go ahead and show you what that looks like on the wrist. Huge leather strap on this one here. Very unique. Alright, so moving on to the next one here. Alright, next most expensive watch here is going to be, and this one here will kind of fluctuate because I've seen this watch upwards of two grand. Right now it's on sale. This one here is another one by Alexander, the Olin. Available in a couple different color combinations, all black, stainless steel with the black face. Available in a rose tone bezel, a gold tone bezel, and of course the one you see here, black on black, which is my favorite of all of them. This watch can be had, as far as today's pricing is concerned, for $1,295. And again, guys, I'll put links in the description on each and every one of these. Alright, so next watch. Next watch coming up for you guys, okay, is going to be, are you guys ready? Now, this is if you get this specific one. And then these are today's price as well. Next one is going to be the Visser watch by Visser Watch Company. Original series right now will set you back $769. That's a good looking timepiece, folks. Alright, next one on the list here. And this one here, I'm going to go with... Alright, prices are going to fluctuate a lot. It's the holiday season, and I'm not going to say where I've seen these watches, but I've seen these watches... I'm going to tell you what I paid for the watch. We're not going to go with what you can get. Like, sometimes you can get some sweet, sweet deals on eBay and Amazon, around this time of year. And the company who does a lot of that is Invicta and Aragon. They really have some amazing deals going right now. But as far as what I paid for the watch, or what, next watch on the list right here is going to be your Sea Hunter. Now, this watch fluctuates. Lots of people buy this watch for $699 through my links on eBay. That's been the going price on this watch. And you know how it works with watches, especially Invicta. When they have a lot of them, you get sweet deals. And as they start to become unavailable and the stock goes down, people are so hot for Invictas. There are people who collect watches, and then there are people who just collect Invictas. And that's kind of that's kind of how I like all watches. But Invicta really is one of my favorites. $380 is what you can get this watch right now for pretty easily. Now, I'm not saying this particular color combo. It kind of depends on, sometimes you may get one that's a certain color they're selling for a rock bottom price. Other times the same watch, slightly different color combination, you're going to pay twice as much for. But about $369, $380. Next watch here I've seen, and this one's here, I'm just going to throw it out there because the price in this really fluctuates. And because this is kind of a discontinued, not discontinued, but it's a harder one to get, the Sterling watch. This one here, I've seen for about $219. So, and again, to me, I don't really want to show us too much because it's just, I'm a little disappointed in the fact that it broke like that. And I don't think it's really, when you're looking at the price points here for what I'm going to show you next, the final watch, and again, it depends on what you like. I got this watch because I wanted something all black with the red numbers. And I think it is a very unique looking watch. Very, very tactical. Again, doesn't look bad at all, but it's more very subdued. And it is comfortable. I will give you that. All these watches are comfortable. With the exception of this. This you don't buy for comfort. Alright, finally on the list right now, in my opinion, the best deal of all the ones I have here listed. The Aragon Silverjet. Automatic Miyota movement. This watch can be had for about $200, I think. Let me just go ahead and check that out real quick here, because they sell so many watches too that the price really jumps. But even during your, let's go with prices that aren't around Christmas time. And this one here, I don't even think they have anymore on the website. And I'll put links in the description where you get real-time listings in case somebody has one on eBay where they're selling it. Let's see here. This one's called the Silverjet, of course. And where are you, Silverjet? Actually, there it is, Silverjet. Okay. All right, so it is available right now. And all right, so right now it is available. So I'm sorry, it's just under the Invicta watch. I've seen better deals on this, and you can get them. You can get similar ones that don't have the automatic skeletonized Miyota movement in there. $350 on this one here. But I mean, amazing watch for $350. You can get its cheaper version right now that has the abalone face on sale for $195. Or you can get the standard Silverjet version, which I'm going to have them send me the black one. I really want to share that with you guys. $180. So, and that was powered by still a NH35 Seiko automatic movement. So for $180, that is really the best value of all these. So guys, I hope you liked the watches that I've shown you. Let me go ahead and throw that on the wrist. Come on now, you guys need to see that. There you go. I mean, talk about unique. I mean, that thing is just gorgeous. Alright, so I gave you kind of a nice display of some of the different styles and different brand dive watches that I have in my collection. You can see some dive watches kind of pride themselves more on, I guess, the minimalistic styling, the basic, you know, they kind of make their brand around like Aquadive. This is meant to be used. This is meant to be, you know, gotten wet, to dive with. This is meant to be abused, you know, simply put. Whereas your Delta T watch, although is designed to be abused, you know, you have your leather straps. This, I think, is a little more decorative to me. I necessarily wouldn't want to go diving with this watch. If I was a diver, I don't think I'd want to do that, you know. I'd have fear of, you know, scratching it. But nonetheless, it'll take the abuse. But, I mean, if I had to pick a watch, like, for instance, if I was going out, let's say I was going out today on my buddy's boat to go crabbing, right? The watch I would wear, it's going to be the Aquadive. Because I know this watch is going to be durable. It's going to stand up the, you know, for any kind of abuse. I'm not going to have to worry about getting it wet. I'm not going to have to worry about any of that. Not that any of these watches really have to worry about getting wet, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like that, you're not really going to scratch much of that watch. You get the isoprene band, durable ceramics on the bezel. So like and again, and then you have watches such as like you know, your Visser watch, which is more like different style. This is going to be the guy who's, you know, maybe getting on his boat, not to go crabbing, but maybe getting on his boat to just, you know, go sailing. You know, I mean, I could see a guy wearing like a dress shirt with this watch with some like linen pants on, like, you know, sailing out in the Sound. You know what I'm saying? So that would be beautiful. I mean, then of course you have your Alexander watch, which to me is more for the guy who might be in a suit, who wants to have a dive style dress watch. You know what I mean? Then, of course, you have your other Alexander watch, which is more of a, I don't know, I can see a guy wearing this, you know, more casual, jeans, I don't know, nice, you know, dive-style watch, you know. And then, of course, the Sterling watch, I mean, yeah, we'll just, my feelings are hurt over that one. And then, of course, you have, like, Aragon and Invicta, which, yeah, you can dunk these watches. This watch to me is like, all right, well, when would I wear these? Well, I wear these all the time. But like, for instance, like when I went to Vegas, I want to be by the pool. I want something flashy in my wrist. I brought these two watches. I brought my all gold Sea Hunter 3. I brought my I brought my Rose Tone. It was under the Android name, but still Silverjet. I wore that one in the pool. You know. So these watches are designed to just, all right, well, I'm going to be lounging by a pool. I'm not going to be doing anything where I might scratch them or damage them. Not that you're going to, I mean, I hit this on a brick wall and like I scratched the wall, for God's sake. So, you know, but that's kind of like the way I feel about where I would wear these watches. You know, that's just kind of, yeah, like this is flash. These are flashy dive style watches. I mean, plain and simple. That's what they pride themselves on with the exhibition windows, the different polishing, you know, the different, you know, just the size of the watch, the colors, just, you know, they're bling. What can I say? They're blinged out dive watches. That's it. All right, so that was 33 minutes of showing off some of the dive watches that I have in my collection. I hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop a comment. I'll put links in the description for each and every one of these where you can make a purchase if you want to do so. If you have any kind of questions, again, you know, let me know. I get back to you pretty quick. Please subscribe to the channel. Everybody I see doing videos, they have a big sign that says subscribe. I really need to have something. I have a pop-up, but it's just me and my leather jacket. And I don't think anybody even knows what it is. But still, people find me, and you know how to subscribe on YouTube. But yeah, subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm always uploading new content, always cool discussion videos, and you know, I mean, videos about everything. You know, whatever I get my hands on, smart home stuff. I'll be doing a video next week on the 2 brand new monitors I got coming in the mail for my computer setup, part of my my Ultimate Office setup. I have, you know, this is what I'm working with now. I'll go ahead and show you guys. I have a couple triple Dells, triple 19s. I used to have the 22s, and they went out, and so I was working with these for a while, and they're functional, but, you know, the prices right now around Christmas time are so good on, who's this kid? Yeah, here. Are so good right now, you know, I went ahead and got 2 curved 32s. So that'll look pretty cool on my display here, and it'll be more functional for me to do work on. So, alright guys, well thanks again for watching. Love all the comments, the positive ones. And just so you guys know, you know, for you morons who, you know, once in a while drop a negative comment, luckily there's not many of you, and I don't really care. You know, all the comments on this channel get moderated, and so if you drop a comment that's like one guy said the other day, he said, "Where's your gold teeth to go with that watch?" So that's kind of funny, right? But if you're gonna drop insulting comments or just really bash a brand when you don't really have any experience, you know, and give some stupid opinion nobody gives a crap about, I don't even. It doesn't get posted. They get deleted. So when you morons, trolls, when you post a comment, check. You'll see it doesn't show up. I have to approve it in order for it to show up. So keep that in mind before you waste your own time. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. As always, have a great day.